I mean, you sound tired. Was everything in the bathroom all right?
Yeah. Nah, it's a long day.
Yeah, it's
You
only
said you're cranking your hog.
yeah. I thought you were pulling your pork. You know.
Not today.
No, okay. Then on that bombshell, what's going on,
Appreciate
guys?
the honesty.
Welcome back to the next episode of the Good, Great, Perfect podcast. I'm here with my usual suspects of Nite, Flame, and Todd. Todd has stepped away to deal with some family issues. Thankfully, his family still loves him, unlike mine. Keeping it real today is our job. But look, we're here today to chat God knows what about who knows what. We will be chatting a little bit of OPTC, of course, just to make things known. But plenty of other things on the cards to discuss today. But without further ado, Nite, how you been doing? Talk to us. We haven't seen you in a minute. What's been going on?
Yeah, I am doing good. I'm, yeah, same old kind of, but your boy is happy, so
Well, hey,
that's
that's a
all
dub.
I have to say.
That's a huge dub. That's it. And how's work? How's life? What have you been getting up to? How's the Sahara Desert?
It's been Sahara. It was hot as fuck today. I was like, God damn.
You still there? you still there?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I respect that. Flame, talk to me. What's going on? How's life been?
I've been pretty good. I think I said on the I'm pretty sure I said in the last episode that I started my new job.
Oh yeah, yep. That's right.
So
How's
I'm still like in the training for it.
Mhm.
I think I'm actually gonna start doing some stuff this coming week. So
Yeah.
Finally, like after a month, but
Yeah.
it's been good. Other than that, I beat Stella Blade a few weeks ago, like a week or so ago. That was interesting. And then Paper Mario came out yesterday. So that's what I was playing before I joined.
It was in the bathroom playing Paper Mario. That's crazy.
I actually was.
No, that's fucking. Hey man, if that ain't the selling point of the Nintendo Switch, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? That's a dub right there.
I was trying to find a save block.
Dude, they still have the save blocks? Oh no.
Yes.
That's so shit.
No, dude, you gotta keep it OG. You can't be adding shit.
The save blocks sucked.
Nah.
Talk to him.
They gotta run back, find a block, punch it. I'm saved. Like, what if your shit crashes?
I can come record now.
Sorry, guys. That's good. Nah, all right, we'll definitely chat some Stella Blade and some Paper Mario then for sure today. So easy money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, continue. Sorry.
Oh no, but yeah, I mean, other than that, just I've been watching some NBA playoffs.
Oh yep.
Just just living life, I guess.
Enjoying it, kicking it, real.
How are you, buddy?
How am I, buddy? Well, because Todd's still on the phone to his lovely family, I'll step in here. It's been all right. Work's been incredibly stressful. Because people are moving on, so now a lot more of the pressure is on my shoulders to handle things, and I'm definitely not compensated enough to be handling that level of pressure. So it's been a very interesting dynamic, telling people to basically like pay me more money for me to do more work, and not people being not happy about that. So that's always been enjoyable.
You still didn't get that thing sorted? Because I remember you told us last week.
So like I was meant to be not fired, but I was meant to be moved on. And then that never happened. And then so I'm still in the same role, but like it's just like this weird element of like there's a massive lack of respect for what I do in my role and such too.
Right.
Which has been a very interesting thing. Plus like I'm also like half the age of everyone there, which is also very funny.
They're like, oh, I don't want to listen to this young.
That's the problem, right? It's that I'm half the age, but like, unfortunately, they have to talk to me about like getting things solved and like actually doing stuff. So like it's this weird dynamic of old ass 55-year-old man talking to me and him saying, what do I do? And I'm saying, yeah, eat shit. like old guy. Like, fuck you, old man.
Get fucked, bro.
Yeah, he's like, oh no, you're being very unprofessional. I'm like, me being unprofessional. Like, it's a very funny kind of dynamic. But I'm still applying for jobs. For those that care.
Oh yeah.
What are we up to in terms of job applications? I applied for my 50th job last night, so we'll see.
Damn.
Oh, it's
hates it.
It's actually been torture. Like, I've been applying for so many jobs, and because like in Australia, and probably it might be the same for you guys as well. Like, the job market is so, like, it's not that the job market is barren. It's because like so many people want jobs that no matter what role you're applying for, there's like 100 other applicants applying for the exact same role. And a lot of those people have like way more experience than I do. Like, I applied for a job the other day that had 80 applicants, and the person that got the role had 25 years of experience for a role that I was applying for. Mind you, the requirement for that role was 3 years of experience. He had 25 years. So like, people are taking like pay cuts and just to transition and going into different fields because like the job market is so barren here. And it's like, damn, like how are kids meant to like compete or like get jobs that are actually like half decent, when
hey man, it's 50-50. They'll take somebody with 25 years of experience, and then they'll take somebody fresh out of high school.
25 seconds of experience,
Yeah, like it's like they pull a name out of a hat. Like,
it really does feel like that though. Like, what is it? I sat and interviewed the other week, and I thought everything went really well. And she was like, yeah, we'll reach out to you. We'll reach out to you early next week. I was like, cool. Early next week came, nothing. Next week came, nothing. Next week, nothing. And I emailed them, ghosted. And I was like, damn, bro. Yep. I was like, with all due respect, like, if I didn't get the job, I'd much rather you email me and tell me I didn't get the job than just like not say anything at all. I feel like it's very unprofessional to just not say anything. It's like, just say to me, hey buddy, you're trash. I'm like, okay, noted. Like, right. Fair enough, like, understood. Have a great day, like, I think the other funny part was in my current agency, like, because I work for like what we call public service here. So basically, you work like in a government role, pretty much. And I'm currently in an acting position, which means I'm acting above what my actual role is, and that's just because of what I'm like, how much I'm doing. I applied for the role. Right. I applied for the role that I'm acting in, and I got a response back that said, "You are not deemed suitable for this role." So I didn't even make it into the interview stage. And I was so confused because I was like, how can I not be deemed suitable if I'm currently doing the job right now? That was like the most confusing part. And then I just chalked up like racism. Honestly, like I was like, damn, bro, you don't want to see the ethnics win, It's not right. But
we don't.
Whoa, dude, that's crazy. That's he's back. He's back, baby. Nite's back, ladies and gentlemen. But then like I went and asked like all my managers. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's a bit weird," and I'm like, "What do you mean that's a bit weird? Do something about it, Like, so I kind of gained this sentiment that like no one cares, which probably is the case for like most jobs and stuff. But like I was like, damn, bro, like I'm working in the role that I'm already working in the role that I applied for, and you're telling me that I'm not suitable for the role that I'm working in. How does the math does not add up at all, like whatsoever.
Math
ain't math. And then funnily enough, the person that rejected me asked me for help the other day. And I was like, oh yeah, I see you. I know who you are. I fucking know who you are. Don't try to act like we don't know each other. I see you. So that's been my life for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, for better or worse, I suppose. But
damn.
It's been a roller coaster for sure. But I mean, otherwise everything's good, chilling, trying my best to enjoy life as much as possible. So it's been quite good to say the least. Whilst Todd is muted up still, I think we'll jump. So this episode will probably aim to just do a mixture of Treasure Cruise and normal stuff because obviously 10th anniversary is ongoing right now, and I think it'd be good to chat about like co-op mode and all that kind of stuff. But while Todd's offline. Flame, chat to us about Stella Blade. Talk to me about it. What's been going on?
Okay, so it's kind of like a mixed bag, but more on the good side of a mixed bag. So it's pretty short, to be honest. Like really short. Like I'm talking like there are the main bosses of the game. They're called the alphas, Alpha Natiba.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to collect 6 alpha cores. So for the first like half of the game, you play and you fight the first 2 alpha Natiba, you collect the alpha cores, whatever. After you finish the third area, within 30 to 45 minutes, you have all 6 cores.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's basically like you beat the third boss, you instantly fight the fourth boss, you get the fifth one literally right after you fight that boss, and then you're going straight to the end of the game. That's how quick that the whole second half of the game went.
Okay.
Yeah. To be fair, it's the people that made this game, the company, I think it's called Shift Up. I think that's their company name. They're actually the people that make the gacha game Nikke.
Now it all makes sense.
Yes.
Now it all makes sense.
The puzzle pieces have a line.
They have now I understand why there's a lot of titty and ass out there.
A lot of jiggle. But it's their first AAA game, so from that perspective, I understand it at least.
Right.
And they've already said like that if they do make a sequel or whatever, they want to expand on a lot of things, and the game exceeded like a lot of sales and expectations for them. So, if they do make a sequel, we'll see if that's improved on. But that's the only pass I'll give them for that. Combat wise, I really like the combat. I thought it was gonna be like very spammy or just like BS. But there's actually like a lot of different abilities. They have a parry mechanic similar to Sekiro.
Oh yeah.
They have different types of like move sets. They're called like burst and beta.
Yep.
They have their own skill trees, and then there's another one that's like a spoiler, so I won't say that for people that haven't played it. So there is a lot of variety in like the combinations of attacks and stuff that you could do, so it doesn't really feel boring. As far as like the world, the side characters, the story, it's very meh. Like I don't really care for it at all. Boss fights were fun. Environments and stuff were cool. One of the, I mean, this is stupid, but it's just because it's Nikke. It's like the Nikke people. Yeah. One of the funner parts about the game is collecting the different costumes.
Yeah, talking about all these fucking this controversy. I've seen online. That was like a signature thing. People were crying about like they censored the costumes on PlayStation or some shit. Like, talk to me about that whole process. Like, what happened?
Right,
why?
So while I'm explaining this, I'm gonna actually post the costumes.
Okay, hit me up. I want to see what's going on here.
So basically, before the game came out, they dropped like a beta. It was like basically the first area of the game, and data mine, there was these 2 costumes where, or it might have been just one. I think it's just one. There's this one costume that like it's not like crazy, but like you just basically like see like her titties.
Right.
And they censored it. They made her just wear like an undershirt.
Okay. Yeah.
For some reason I can't even find it. But yeah, so that was one of the costumes that they censored. And then another thing that they censored, I don't know why they did this. I read a little bit into it. They said it was it was just a decision on their end, like it wasn't quote unquote censored.
Yeah.
But if you do play the demo, it's more bloody. Like when Eve is fighting like a lot of the enemies and stuff, like she's like literally like ripping these things apart. So like it makes sense for blood to like get on her, like her costume, her face, whatever. In the game when it released, she literally gets no blood on her at all.
Right. Okay.
So to be honest, I didn't like that, like, because in a way it's kind of like immersion breaking.
Yep.
And there's literally games like on PlayStation 5 that are like way more graphic.
Yeah, for sure.
Than Stellar Blade. So I don't really understand why they did that, but for me personally, it's like I don't give a fuck. Like who cares? It's like I'm not gonna be like, I'm not the people on Twitter that are like crying over it and whatever. But anyway, so they actually just released their first update to the game, like since release, and they added a boss rush mode, and they added these 2 new costumes, which are to make up for the censored costumes. So basically, I just posted them. The one in red, it's basically that same exact costume, except she has an undershirt on, and you see where that like she has like those gray parts like going down the stomach. Those aren't in the original. So that's like the compensation for it.
What the? This is like the thing that like really concerns me about society is that like this is like a AAA game, like I like who cares? Like, can I? Is that a bold thing to say? Like if you want titties, just I guess so. But like, if you want titties, just go online and look them up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just fucking play. Is the game? I'm gonna be honest with you, Flame. The game sounds ass. Like,
honestly, it's really not like a great game. Like, I'd give it like a 6.5 and a 7. But like I said, gameplay wise, that was the only thing that kept me interested. And
I think that's the only thing that kept everyone interested. But this game's in a like when you're telling me like they're adding in a deal, like they're adding in a boss rush mode. Like, what does that provide to the game? Oh, I can just go versus all 6 of the cores again. Like who cares? Like, it's just.
I might be wrong, but I think one of those 2 costumes, or there might be another one that you unlock a new costume basically.
So this is basically them making this is them making Nikkei, but making it cost $80 instead of $8,000 a month.
Yeah.
Damn. You know what I just realized? They stole that shit from Sekiro. They literally a boss rush mode in Sekiro where you do that shit and then you get a costume at the end.
And then Flame was talking about the parry system's the same or similar to Sekiro as well. Hold on. We got some connecting the dots here. Damn.
That lawsuit loading up.
So you're telling me obviously, like, you know, you'll see what you generally follow on Twitter, but you're telling me all the discourse on Twitter about like people crying and punching the air was because they just want to see some titty, right?
So
but the game's still ass.
Like the game's still ass, but there was actually this thing that you could do. This is ridiculous, to be honest. Like, one of my buddies did it, but I wouldn't go this far. If you really wanted the uncensored version of the game, you had to get it physically, and you had to play the game off. You had to play the game offline and not update it. And not do the day 1 update, which actually had good updates to the game. If you wanted to play it uncensored.
Bro, I never understand gamers.
Tomorrow.
I got no words.
Yeah, it wasn't that serious. Like, if I wanted to go see some titties, you know,
just look them up.
That's it. Twitter, literally. Go on Twitter.
Literally, go on Twitter. I reckon right now, I'm gonna refresh Twitter For You page. Here we go. Let's see how long it takes. Yep.
Just go on the popular pages comment section.
Yep. Oh, there they are. Right. There they are. Right there. I see them. Like, it's not hard.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Todd, what do you think about titties on Twitter?
What?
All right. Any last?
I mean, Carissa's literally right here. How do I respond to that?
Carissa, what do you think about titties on Twitter? All right, Flame. Any last comments on Stella Blade before we move on?
I've been wanting to play that game.
No, you don't. No, we've discovered that the game is 45 minutes long after the first 3 hours. That's all we've discovered.
So very quick. 45 minutes. Very quick TLDR, Todd. There's like 6 main bosses in the game. Like that's like the objective, like to collect these 6 cores. You go through like the first 3 areas, you get the 3 cores out of the 6. After you get the 3rd one, within like 45 minutes to an hour, you have all 6 and you're finding the last boss.
Okay, that's trash.
Yeah, thank. See, like that's what we're getting at. It's like all the controversy over like the costumes and this kind of stuff that like was an uproar on Twitter for like a month. It was all for a game that's 4 hours long, which is just like
just garbage.
And supposedly the game's also made by the Nikkei developers, which makes a lot of sense now why the game is the way it is.
Yeah, they made Destiny Child too.
Oh shit! That now the dots are connecting even more. Here we go. Now we're cooking. Game's still trash. Game's still trash. All right. So Flame is giving it about a 6.5 out of 10. So my anime list 5 out of 10. Then is that what we're getting at? Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Understood. All right. That's Flame's game of the week. No, it's actually Mario. Have you played enough Mario to have a chat about it, or do you want to leave that for another? To leave that for another one.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely go into that.
I know you could, but fucking, how much have you played so far? Talk to me. You know what? Fine. Talk to me about it. Paper Mario, what's been happening?
All right, so as I've been playing, I've been documenting everything that I've noticed. So
oh my god, he got a list. He got a whole ass list.
Whoa! Man, come prepared.
What the man took notes for the pod? That's crazy.
So. No joke. I played this game like not the new one, but like I played the original like 65 times. So,
what the fuck?
So I like anything that's new. I know it.
Oh my days! Please, I really said to this guy, "Are you prepared to talk about it?" He said, "Let me pull out my notebook." That's crazy.
No, but for the most part, it's basically the same game. The terrible thing about it, unfortunately, is as good as the graphics are, just because it's on the Switch, they had to sacrifice the FPS, so it's at 30 FPS.
Ew.
Yeah, and the thing that sucks is the GameCube one that came out in 2004 runs at 60.
I was gonna say that shit at 60, no?
Yeah. But it's great so far. One of my favorite things about the remake is characters actually have facial expressions and body reactions now, which that's not a crazy thing, but for 2000.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like back then, like they literally they were just like still images, like just like making noises.
Yeah.
All of the soundtracks were completely remastered. Something that's really cool is in the original game, throughout the entire game, you basically had like the same normal battle OST other than like bosses and stuff.
Right.
For each of the areas that I've been to so far, I'm on chapter 4. Each area has had its own unique battle OST, which that's really cool. Something else that's really nice is they added like this art gallery that you can unlock by unlocking star pieces. Those are just like collectibles that you find throughout the areas in the game. If you find X amount in a specific area, you can like they show you like basically like old concept like drawings of like original ideas that they had for the characters, the maps and stuff, which is cool because those are things that I've never seen. Another nice little feature they added was when you back in the day when you were going to switch your partners, you'd have to go through like the menus and like flip through all the pages and then click the character that you wanted. Now they just added like a little wheel. You just press the L button and you could just like move your characters now, so that's way more convenient. Not to like go into that whole thing I posted, but like they added like basically a lot of like accessibility things is what they added the most.
Yeah.
Making things just more convenient. There's something like there's like little things that like I kind of don't like. Like one of the things that I wrote was like when you go into the pipes now, instead of like holding down, you press A. I kind of don't like that because that kind of like I don't know, like that's
a nostalgic feel to press down, like it's a nostalgic. Yeah.
Another thing I didn't like that they removed is back then you were able to name your save file like when you first created. Now they just took that out. Like you just can't do that no more, which I think that's kind of stupid. Like I feel like there's no point in taking something out like that.
Yeah, there's no reason to take that out. What the fuck?
Yeah. But for the most part, it's very true to the core. They just added like little things here and there just so like you don't have to backtrack as much. Things aren't like weird like in the old game. Like there'd be times where like you have to like walk behind the wall and like you wouldn't even know where you were, or you'd like have to go under the ground. You can't see where you are. Now they'll show you like an outline of your character so you can actually see where you are. So they added like a lot of little stuff like that, which is really nice. But I'll get more into this the next off episode because by then I've played the game a few times.
Finished it,
but yeah, so far it's living up to its glory.
Sounds good. That's exciting.
I've heard lots of positive things from like people online. Like people are saying that the Paper Mario remake is like pretty freaking insane. Like in terms of the ratings that I've seen, lots of high ratings.
Oh yeah. It's in general like it's a great game. Like they didn't take anything out that like they didn't add anything that's like too much, or they didn't like change anything, which is.
I think it's a good thing though. Like I think that game is like based as hell.
Yeah.
Like it's such a good game. Like it doesn't need anything added and or removed. I think it's just it's fun.
Apparently, I'm not trying to look stuff up, but apparently they added a secret, like a new secret boss or something.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's gonna be pretty crazy for me.
Yeah, something different.
Yeah, definitely something different. And one other thing, as far as like the FPS thing, I notice it sometimes, but thankfully, since this is like when you're actually like fighting people, it's like stand still on a stage.
Yeah.
It's not really a big deal.
Yeah.
There's just sometimes where like if you're walking, like it feels like a little slow sometimes, but I think I got used to it already.
Mm-hmm.
And there, when you're battling people, there's things called action commands. It's like if someone's about to hit you, like if you press A, like you can block it. So like that's a little delayed, obviously.
Yeah.
But if once you play it for like an hour or two, your brain just
you get back to it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
based. All right. Well,
so far
we look forward to the thorough review in a month's time or so. It's gonna be very interesting for sure. Cool. Well, I think without further ado, now that Broseph is back and I've stopped asking him about titties, Todd, talk to me about how this. We're jumping around this episode today, so everyone hold on to your horses. Talk to me about 10th Annie. We don't want to get into the characters and like been there, done that, right? But like 10th Annie celebration as a whole, like what's the vibe been like for you? How do you feel about it? How do you compare it? And then I want to have a separate section chatting about co-op as well. But like, what's been your vibe for OPTC 10th Annie?
Well, I'm actually kind of surprised that they've gone down the route of having like, one debut banner on the anniversary date, which has like all the Super Sugos on it, and then like, they had a Kizuna banner and technically a treasure map banner.
Yep.
Where they didn't really introduce any other Super Sugos, and I thought that was kind of surprising. I was expecting them to do like
film
red
style.
Film Red kind of structure because they did it last year, but I guess last year was a little bit different with the anime episodes and doing all that kind of thing. But in terms of like the campaigns that they have planned and the social media events and all that kind of thing, like we're getting a shitload of gems and rewards and stuff, so that's all well and good. But I mean, outside of the campaigns and the free rewards we get from all the events, like the actual gameplay of Treasure Cruise hasn't really changed all that much. It's still the same shit.
It's the same shit.
The same shit. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a big Sugo. We have that to play around with. We have a Blitz battle. Oh, that's well and good. We have Treasure Map. We got Kizuna coming up. We'll have a new PK at the end of the month. It's all the same shit.
Now you're chucking in co-op to the content cycle. And your grand party will be there at some point soon. I will say though, this is gonna be the first time Captain Puppy's ever uttered the sentence. Grand party was actually good this time. Which is crazy. The only reason why it was good was because you only needed 10 wins to get 50 gems, and you got unlimited retries and unlimited refreshes. So you could essentially guarantee yourself, and you had 15 games still to play. So like
it's cool, and a lot of people have been saying like, oh, Grand Party should be this all the time. And while I do agree in some aspects, but if Grand Party was literally that every single time, it's just like there's no challenge to it.
I think Grand Party should have always been 15 wins but 18 matches. Like have that leeway of like a couple losses. And then then you have that's what I've always thought it should be. Like keep the same like win structure where it's like if you win this, you have you can't see one opponent, you can't see two, etc. But like give people like the fact that it's 15 wins and 15 matches only is I think it's that's where the people get a bit upset about. Even if it's like 12 wins or 15 with 15 matches. Either way, this was kind of just like a free. Here's a bunch of gems, here's a title, that kind of stuff. So you can't really count it. I mean, you can count it as a Grand Party season, but like at the same time, it's kind of was just there to kind of fill void, I suppose. But you are right. Like Blitz was Blitz was okay this time. I mean, obviously it is when you have everything, but at least the Blitz didn't seem like a hellhole. And then you also had, I mean, Treasure Map. How do you feel about TM in comparison to previous?
Bro, the TM is really bad.
Yep.
Like, I mean, look, the event of Treasure Map itself, like the extra things that they haven't really added that much, but I mean, like the actual boss gimmicks this time around were really brutal.
I fucking hate Resilience.
And it's mainly like it really kind of stems from the fact that they separated the TM banner.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Like every other year we have anniversary where we have a TM as well included with it. Like they just make, you know, the new Super Sugos, if you pull them, they're all the high boosters.
Yes.
Just build an OP max team, you're good to go. This time around they went a different route where they separated the Super Evolution of Super Tandem Luffy and then these 2 additional rare recruits of Robin and Jinbei on a separate banner away from the Super Sugo Fest. So they kind of forced people to like, oh, pull for the Super Sugo units. But there's also this banner here with 6+ Luffy, a Super Sugo Fest exclusive that a lot of, you know, hardcore players already have on their account.
Maxed out.
Pull for his Super Evolution. And also pull for these new rare recruits. And it's just so dumb because even at this point in time, which is like the 25th of May as of the recording of this podcast, it's really dumb that we still don't even know where we get the skulls.
We don't. There's no skulls. There's no skulls in TM.
What is going
there's
on?
No skulls in TM. There's no skulls in Kizuna.
So if you don't pull the 6+ Super Tandem,
you're not going to get him for ages.
Get him.
For a long time. Oh.
So it's just so backwards. Like I don't know what they're doing.
What's up, Flame?
I thought they've been like communicating more and stuff.
They have been, but the problem is so for example, this TM we got the Super Evolution of PK Blackbeard. That's normal. That always occurs. TM gives us the Super Evolution of the PK unit. In Kizuna, we're getting the Super Evolution of the recent Blitz Luffy that we just farmed. We're getting the Super Evolution of the Grand Feast Yamato, which we just received, and we'll get into Culp as a separate section altogether. And then we're also getting the Super Evolution of Dex Lucci is getting a 6+. But amongst all of that, there is no announcement of any skulls for this. It's the Super Tandem. You guys remember that Super Tandem Dex Luffy? I think it was like 6 Annie, I think it was. That Luffy came out.
It was
8th.
It was 8th Annie. It was 8th Annie. Sorry. Yes. Yeah.
Is that the unit where he's like looking down at his hat? That one, right?
That's the 6+. Yeah. That's the 6+. Yeah. So so basically they made a separate banner with him on it, and then they made him a 2.5x TM booster. 2.5x. Like what?
And you can only get him by pulling on the banner because the skulls are not available.
Like there's no skulls, so it's just like
the most backward shit.
So like for example, like Todd and I thankfully pulled him, which is dope for us. So it's good for this TM. But the problem is like I'm sure Todd's the same. I'm pretty confident I have like a level limit break 5, 150 Super Tandem 5 Dex Luffy already. And the fact that like he's just gonna be sat there and like fucking doing nothing. Because like it's such a
the skulls are kind of pointless now. Like if you pull for the Luffy, like why do you need the Super Evolution skulls? I mean, I guess if you don't have the Luffy, I guess, but
like part of me wants to like the thing is because they're also like 2 separate units as well. That Luffy Super Evolved gone EX. What?
Yeah, they're side graded units. And it's not even.
He's a side grade. He's a side grade, and he's got an EX Super now. Like it's a complete different unit, boosts different things as well.
Arguably, he gets worse with the 6+.
Yes, that's the problem. He gets worse.
It's hilarious. I mean, especially in Rumble, because in the 6-star was focusing on Dex teams, which is actually good.
Yeah.
But then when he super evolves, he focuses on fighter characters in Rumble, and fighter characters are terrible in Rumble.
Oh, but Todd, you have S-Shock. Shut up. Fuck off.
Yeah, like it's just not.
Still
it just doesn't work. I just don't understand what they were thinking. It's kind of dumb.
This is the craziest part. This whole anniversary feels like 2 different teams have worked on it. Because like there are some parts of the Annie that are fantastic. Like for example, the social media campaigns have been fucking awesome. We've received a crap ton of gems, which has been super good. On top of that, you have what is really interesting is that pretty much every single non-Super Sugo Fest skull in Kizuna is discounted. This Kizuna, and they're giving out 2,000 Kizuna insignias. For reference to Flame and Nite, on average, you get only 200 per month. This time you get 2,000. So that's 10 months of progress within 1 month, and the skulls are discounted. So if you're a new account, theoretically speaking, you could Super Evo 20 characters from the Kizuna insignias alone, like this month. I think right now I have do I have 4,500 or 40? I think I have like 4,500 insignias. So like it's in that I've been playing Kizuna since day one. So like, you know, like you think about that in that kind of perspective. So that's awesome. Like that's massive progress. You get out of the Kizuna jail ever so slightly, but then on the contrary, you have the situation where, the game. Don't get me started about the game crashes. The fact that they've enabled HTML tagging in people's names and stuff. So like the game's fucked in that kind of regard.
That was so funny.
Like it's crazy.
I have our second question for this topic.
Yes. So this.
Explain this to me.
Okay, so I don't know. I don't want to talk technical, even though because everyone thinks that I don't know what I'm talking about. I've muted myself. I've muted myself. Nice, well done me. So I don't want to talk too technical because everyone thinks I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to technical shit. But I'm pretty confident what has occurred here is that when you're like programming shit, and I think that the way that even Treasure Cruise handles a lot of their text information, I think it's like either it's all stored in tables or it's all like HTML style coding or whatever. I don't know exactly.
HTML style, yeah, kind of.
So like essentially what's occurred is that like a guy named Goldie, one of the data miners in the community, great guy, he had discovered that you can put these like tags around like your name and stuff like that and do this kind of stuff. And it got pushed to the degree of you can put character art in your name. I think Todd has hungry, also one of the hungry art from like big 6+ strength Big Mom in his. I have GGP scroll. Like you can do almost anything.
So the way that it kind of works is you're using the game's code to get to fetch images from the game's code and implementing it into your name or into your account bio from the alliance screen.
Yep.
And due to that, it's kind of like fucking up a lot of additional features in the game because it's loading all these additional images where they really shouldn't be.
Yep.
And it's freaking hilarious.
It's hilarious, but the game is going to suffer a lot. Like,
yeah, I mean, they definitely need to fix it. For sure.
Because supposedly it doesn't work on JP. So like,
really?
I think somebody told me the other day that it doesn't work on JP. So clearly they've disabled it on the JP side. At least I'm not going to be able to confirm that unless I do it myself. But from what I've been told, it's disabled on JP. Like it doesn't work on JP. So and I'm pretty confident like this is just like a setting that you can like make it so people can't do this. Because like, this happened in like has happened in a lot of games. Like Fall Guys, way back when it first came out, you could do this kind of stuff, and then they just disabled it, so you couldn't actually do this. So it's very easy to just stop. Not easy, I should say, but it's very possible to stop. But the problem with all of this shit is that like in a lot of these images, you can see like people have been able to set everything as base Luffy. Their friends, they're this. Like people have been able to set like their entire team to just be like, it's fucked. And like it's causing the game to crash a lot as well. And like no blame on the people that discovered it, but it's more like this is fucking hilarious. Like the fact that you can do this is a joke to the game itself. Like
because it happened while I was streaming, and initially, like Goldie just like, because someone randomly posted like, oh, why is this guy's name like green or yellow? Like, well, that's so weird.
Yeah.
And then Goldie's posted like, oh, if you just put this in your name, you can change the color.
If you put column 3, you put column 3 in front of your name. Now it's a red name.
Yeah.
If you put column 4, it's this, and then it just like, and then you.
Stem from there.
Character image equals 13542. Okay, now you have Big Mom as your fucking name. Like it's fucked, dude.
It's wild.
It's beyond cooked, So that's been like one of the other sides. I mean, I hope it gets resolved because like it's making the game very like it's. I think the colorings of the name's cool. That's awesome. Down for that to be an actual feature, but if I see one more person have like fucking the Gear 5, bro, you can put the Gear 5 cut in from the Suga Fest as your name in OPTC.
Yeah, fucking Game Freak had the login screen.
Yeah, Game Freak had the whole ass login screen as his name.
Yeah, like the whole login screen loads on your fucking screen when you're trying to select a friend captain or something. Like, it's so dumb.
So cooked. Like, it's a good joke, but it's just like, damn, bro, this is ass. This game is booty hole. But
spaghetti code going crazy.
It's actually fact. So, what I would give for them to recode this game, oh my god, it'd be something special. But like that's kind of like the ups and downs of 10th Annie, I suppose. But just real quick, Todd, who out of the 4 Annie legends, where are you placing them 1 to 4?
I think Luffy's the best.
I think Luffy's the best as well. I will agree with you there. I 100% agree.
Yeah, I think Luffy's the best. 2 and 3 are really hard. I think Shanks is the worst of all of them.
I think I would agree. I think Ace is second. Is Roger second? I actually don't know.
It's tough. Ace and Roger are second and third, but I don't know who comes second, you know?
Yeah.
But like they're both really, really solid. I think Luffy's definitely far and away the best. Like using him as a captain makes it so much easier to use dual units too. Like that super switch gauge reduction is ridiculously good. Cooldown reduction, being able to like generate these slots, and they can't even like the opponent cannot change those slots around.
That's fucked, by the way. That's
such a good mechanic.
It's cooked. It's so good, you know.
And then like the attack boost lasting for so long, and then a free color affinity. Like Luffy's he just does so much, and he gets access to like the best support. So I mean, Luffy's pretty cracked. I mean, Ace is going to be a really good unit, but there's just not a lot of content where I feel like Ace is kind of useful right now. I mean, Roger is really good because he's a EXP boosting captain, and I know a lot of beginner players are going to love to have a unit like that. And even if you can just use Roger as a captain.
He's
like
so
removing
good.
special blind as a captain is so good. And then, attack, orb, and affinity that can't be removed by the opponent. Like that's pretty good.
Like
so,
the fact that you can use him as a captain, he gives XP and berries.
Right.
He's a rainbow captain. He gives yourself an attack, orb, and color affinity. He has super tandem that I think from level 1 is only 2 units as well. Like
easy.
It's like he's far and away one of the most accessible units the game has like ever seen, pretty much, which is like incredible, right? And I think like his EX can extend the buffers, them as well. So if you're in double Roger, you pop them on stage 1, you have like 5 turns of attack, orb, and color affinity, pretty much. Like it's
and it can't be removed by the opponent or yourself,
which is like dope as fuck, you know. So like,
and he removes attack down and defense up by 7,
which is just like 2 of the most common buffs at the start of the game,
and 95% damage reduction.
That by the way, with Verse Yamato is cracked,
right?
Because like that's actually so good. I think that's the highest damage reduction period as well. So like,
I think like V2 Odin also does 95% damage reduction, but he only does it below 50% health.
This
like
guy just pops it. I think the one thing that deters me about Ace, and I've noticed in this TM, is like, for example, like I put on the Luffy banner, I got Luffy and Jinbei, but no Robin. Robin's the one that removes the resilience. So I was like, my initial thought was like, oh, well, Ace applies Ignite. No, he doesn't. He applies Ignite when you have an orb boost. So that part annoyed me a bit. I thought it would have been ideal if he applied the Ignite he applied the Nightmare JP, the Ignite, when without an orb boost or whatever. But that kind of deterred me. But at the same time, has the cooldown thing been confirmed yet? Because I've seen some people say that it's stacks, some people say that it's like 50% or 50% or whatever it is. Like, how does the Ace cooldown actually work?
Like, I haven't calculated yet, but I know you get a fuckload of cooldown. It's really good.
I think he's gonna be so goated for like just speedrunning stuff.
I know that when I did my like showcase video initially for him, for a lot of my clips, I actually didn't use the anniversary ship, and a lot of the times I just started the quest with everything ready to go, pretty much. So
I think it might be additional, even if it's not additional. Like if somebody has like a 15 turn, sorry, let's make it easier, like a 14 turn cooldown, like before any cooldown things occur, 50% of 14 is 7, then 50% of 7 is like, I think it rounds up, so it goes to 4.
Go to 3.
Oh, it goes down. Okay, cool. So
yeah, it goes down to 3. You get the bad value.
So like it goes down to 3, and then
that's 10 already.
Exactly. So it's just like that's 10 turns of a 14 turn cooldown, and then sockets is 2, plus your ship most likely, you're set. You know what I mean? Like, so it's crazy.
Like sometimes you'll start the quest and like your character be like, what, 1, 2, 3 turns cooldown? Oh no,
Oh no, I'll go to my
3 turns.
I'll kill the first 2 stages as I always do, and then the third stage is a boss. It's like, okay, cool. Now I'm ready to go. I think that's
Ace is solid though. Like the cooldown is ridiculous, and he does resist special reverse as a captain, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
Or boosting special, full border matching slots, super or EX super that gives you an attack boost. So he generates like most of your damage as the speed farming captain, which is good. Synergizes well with a lot of good units. You can hybrid him up and get around other utility effects that you need to get around. So Ace is just a good ass unit.
Ace and Roger together is cracked as fuck as well.
It is such a shame though that Shanks just kind of feels like shit. Like he doesn't feel shit. I guess
he's still really good. He's still really good, but obviously when you run the comparison, it's annoying. Like to everything.
Yeah, because Shanks doesn't even give you cooldown as a captain, which is kind of weird in like 2024.
Yeah.
And he's like his main buff is color affinity, and color affinity is kind of a shit buff to be fair.
It is.
But if you already have color affinity, he gives you chain boundary. Like that's kind of neat.
That's cool. Yep.
And his EX super does an orb boost, so that's still really good. And
what are your thoughts on action special now that we've used it a bit?
Oh yeah, I think it's actually pretty neat, to be honest. I like it. It's like an interactive special animation. It actually gives purpose to actually watching the special animation.
Yep.
Because I know, like for example, like Dokkan Battle, like with Dokkan, you have to sit through the special animation every single time anyway. Like when you're running through content. But in Treasure Cruise, you could always skip it, so there wasn't really a lot of value to just sit there and watch it. But if there's an actual benefit to watching the special animation, I think it's kind of cool. I think a lot of the time people are still going to skip it anyway. Like the extra 0.5 upgrade, yes, it will matter in like Super Boss Kizuna, for example, but most content, it's really not going to matter.
Like I think I immediately turn on the setting that skips it.
Like, I mean, for the Blitz battle farming, you did not need.
I think it's like you can set like only watch it once per day and then skip it, and I'm just like done. Yeah. You know, like now I can just like right now in Treasure Map, for example, like you don't need a 4x attack boost. Like, you know, 3.5 is far enough. But obviously, I do agree with you. Like when it comes to Super Boss, you know, we're gonna need to hit the highest damage possible. So getting a 4x or a 3.9 is obviously much more better. Like you're like exponentially increasing how much damage you can.
Have you seen the bugs that have come up with the action specials?
Yes, when you refresh, like when you like. There you go. Here's some trivia for Flame and Nite. When you've done your specials and you've closed the game, what happens when you reopen it?
You do it
normally
more. Yeah.
So if you normally launch all your specials and you're like, oh shit, I used my specials in the wrong order. When you refresh the game,
restart it.
Yeah, and then you get all your specials back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, action special doesn't do that
because it's a bug.
Yeah.
And then there's also.
It's so the way that it kind of goes is because action special requires you to do tap timing stuff, and depending on your tap timing, you get better buffed. Yeah. So people don't want you to like, oh, I got bad tap timing, I'm just gonna refresh the game and then just do my tap timings again so I can get the better buff. So basically, what happens is when you launch your action special, even if you refresh the game, your tap timing like the special is already launched whenever you like refresh the game. Like you launch it once and that's it. You can't refresh or anything to get it back. But there are interesting things that kind of interact with that. So if you activate a special, hypothetically, if the boss has a special that has an interrupt that says if you activate an orb boost, like do bad things to your crew or whatever. Yeah. So from what I've heard, like if you use a special which does the orb boost with an action special, you refresh the game after the enemy's interrupted your orb boost, and the action special has already been performed. You have your orb boost still, and the enemy's interrupt didn't activate.
Which is fucked, by the way. Bugstall V2, pretty much. Second variant of Bugstall. It's like even, but the thing is, like the annoying part is that, like for example, in one of my TM runs, I popped Shanks and then popped Luffy, like Dex Luffy. So not an EX special, but because I popped Shanks and I refreshed the game, Luffy's special stays used. So like I can't like reuse it or like try to redo it again. It's like there's a lot of like weird.
So anything post action special,
it's a wrap.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like that's the problem with it too. So I think like I'm all for them not allowing us to resolve like the action special thing, or maybe make a feature where like if the game like refreshes, then you're forced to have like a 3.5x boost, or the lowest boost possible, something like that. Maybe might be the right way to approach it. But it is frustrating when like you do use your specials in the wrong order. That's been annoying too.
Get good, I guess.
Yeah, facts. One thing I wanted to get on before we talk about co-op, because I know that's going to be a little fun conversation to have. Have you seen with the Kizuna that weird little comment in regard to dealing damage? Where it says, starting with this Kizuna, the base HP has been lowered, but the max HP has been significantly raised. Note that as a result of the increased damage in HP, if a character's normal attacks deal over 1 trillion damage and an enemy has over 1 trillion HP, the unit's damage dealt beyond 1 trillion will be reduced.
I have heard, well, I know Chaozu has actually mentioned this in some of his videos. He said that like they changed the HP scaling. I think it was the last Kizuna or the Kizuna before it.
It's like 7%
and he mentioned
now.
Yeah, he mentioned that like because we could go like the HP bar went above 1 trillion. He said like after you do 1 trillion damage, your damage is just reduced by a huge margin.
Yeah.
Like basically, if you do over 1 trillion damage, you're basically only doing 1 trillion damage.
Yes.
Like if there's like some soft cap in the game that stops you from doing that.
Yeah.
And it looks like they've just officially announced that, which is it's just kind of weird. Like why increase the HP if that we can't even reach those numbers, you know? Like it's kind of weird.
What they've just done with that is that they've basically killed Super Boss even further into the ground. Like
they're giving us all these powerful effects, and we can't even like reach these high numbers. Like
we're gonna be very easily do 1 trillion damage this Super Boss. Period.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we will, but
I think we will though, because I think we will because those units will all be. I think all those units are boosted in Super Boss as well. So they've all got damaging. Yeah, so like they're all 2x stat boosts. So like
people like whales that have all these characters maxed, the damage we're gonna see this Kizuna is gonna be fucking crazy.
But the problem is it's all capped at 1 trillion, pretty much. You know, so like what I don't understand is that the Super Boss, because I think the regular bosses went to 1 quadrillion. I think is the new HP cap. And the problem with that is, okay, 1 quadrillion is 1,000 trillion. So let's say our alliance somehow gets our Super Boss to like 10 trillion, right? Okay, so we still have to do 10 runs of 1 trillion damage to kill it. That seems a bit fucked up. And then as the HP increase, we have to do more runs. But the points we're earning is significantly less points in comparison to, let's just say, we just brute forced, like hypothetically, the 3-star strat, which God forbid I would waste my resources on that. But like if you kept playing 10-star, eventually doing 1 trillion damage on 10 stars probably more accessible than doing 1 trillion damage to Super Boss, hypothetically. So like it's another situation where it's a bit funky. Like, why would you add in this increase to damage and then but simultaneously like stop us from doing that much damage as well? I mean, obviously to wait and see. Maybe maybe the Super Boss caps at like 10 trillion. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't go to a quadrillion. Who knows what the scaling is going to be as well for Super Boss 2. But I'm not the biggest fan of this whole decision with the damage stuff. Cool that they've increased the cap, but kind of stupid of how they've approached it. I'm gonna
be real. I honestly don't care about the damage stuff that much. I just want the rewards.
Yeah, they're still shit.
To be buffed, to be honest.
Think about how many skulls you're getting this Kizuna, and think about how many insignias you're getting this Kizuna. Think about you're still gonna get 3 tablets, mate. 3 tablets per box. Well, that's it.
Yeah, I mean the insignia is a nice change for the beginner players for sure. Love that.
But
honestly, should be a constant moving forward. Just about honestly.
Like it should. The fact that it's only 200 a month as opposed to I would say like 400 or 600 a month is fair.
Is it really? We only got up to
200 a month. Yeah, correct.
That's really bad.
If you think about it, like skulls generally cost 40 insignias as well. So you can only get 1 unit every month, and there's like 35 units in the shop there. So like, you know, it's taking you years to catch up, you know, to previous units. So this is the time to. The fact that you're getting 2,000 insignias and a majority of units are the skulls only cost 20, you need 5 per unit. So it's 100 per unit. Multiply that by 20. Like you can get 20 odd units in 1 month as opposed to 1 unit per month. So like it's a very interesting factor there. But I know like next week we'll chat. Obviously we'll have probably when does it? Kizuna starts what in like 2 days?
27th.
Fuck.
PST.
Jeez, there's no break. There's no time off, dude. My God.
Yeah, bro, it's 10th anniversary, man.
10th anniversary, man. You got to get the content in. So, maybe next ep we'll probably be able to chat Kazuna, all that kind of fun stuff, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm sure it's gonna be dog shit.
All right, now an hour in, because viewer retention and that co-op. Let's chat. Let's chat about co-op. Okay, first things first. I want to ask Flame and Nite. Have you guys seen anything to do with co-op mode? Have you guys tried it? What's the vibe?
I heard that the polls or whatever are like the worst thing of all time.
We'll get into that. That's a funny, that's an interesting conversation. I'll tell you that much for free.
But Nite, no, I haven't played it. No.
Have you seen anything, Nite, at all?
I haven't seen it. I just know like the luck is still like split right between the two players. Yeah. Correct. Or
it takes into account both players' captain's luck, and instead of it being a cap of 100 that everyone thought, it's a cap of 200.
Yeah, so 100 per player.
100 per player. Yeah. But Todd, talk to me about your co-op experience, or the first co-op, which doesn't really count as the first co-op because it was a week long, it's 10 days long.
Yeah, I think this is going to be interesting because the way that we anticipate and how we kind of evaluate this season of co-op is going to be a lot different from how the generic seasons go, because this one only went for 1 week.
Yeah.
Normal co-op seasons go for 2 to 3 months. So that's going to change drastically in terms of our opinion of it, because during the season, we had a daily mission where every day if you completed co-op, you got 100 gems to spend on the banner.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling that moving forward, that's not going to be there. So it means that acquiring the gems for these co-op banners is probably going to be way more difficult in the normal seasons. Because, we only had 8 days to do it this time around, where normally we would have 3 months. Yeah. So I anticipate the missions being a lot worse. I must say as well that the experience of play, it's hard to describe.
It is.
So there's positives and negatives for sure. I think that when it works, it is a pretty enjoyable experience. Yes. When you're with a player that knows what they're doing, you've planned your team out accordingly, you're playing the content, yes, it definitely can be fun. Saying that though, the amount of times that actually happens, especially in random lobbies, is very minimal. So expect to be partnered up with someone that doesn't know what they're doing, or has a team that doesn't beat the content, or doesn't know what they're doing, and they launch all their specials on stage 1 or stage 2 or whatever, and then you reach the boss stage, they've got no specials left and you lose. But I will say that the hardest difficulty of Co-op Quest was a little ridiculous, a little bit much. It definitely should not have been as difficult as it was, because it got to a point where basically everyone was just farming the second hardest difficulty, Pirates, because you can consistently clear it without too many issues, whereas the Infinitum C difficulty, the hardest difficulty, while yes, the rewards are slightly better, the chance of you actually getting a clear against it was way lower. You could just find certain bosses and you just auto lose against them.
Yeah.
Or some of the mini bosses that you'd come up against are just brutal. The Blackbeard boss or whatever.
Yeah.
Bro, I hate that shit, dude. So yeah,
it was too much. It was too much to say the least.
But were you able to beat the hardest?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can. Okay. So basically, if you just rerun it a bunch of times, you can just get lucky and find the bosses that are just easy, and you can just get the free kills against it. I was grinding the hardest difficulty for quite a while, but Kisa really needed a bunch of gems to do the pulls on the banner, and we just ended up farming the second highest difficulty, and that worked really well. We basically never lost against it, unless if we got bad connection issues or whatever.
Unless you got fucking that stupid ass Green Bull. He sucked. Green Bull. He just death hit, gone. See you later, mate.
It was really cool that the best team to just farm this was a bunch of characters that a lot of people already have, or a lot of established players.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
The new anniversary characters, while they're good units, but they actually weren't really needed for this content at all.
Not at all.
But if you owned the units, you got better drops at the end of the quest.
That's an interesting. So I have a lot of questions. You know me, I ask a lot of questions. So before I even get into my own experience, I think my questions how do they handle this going for 3 months of the same content, mind you, in theory, right? Also, what units are going to be boosted for additional drops? Because you can't necessarily just boost the end of month batch at the end of May, because it's over 3 months. So do units get added into the boost list over time? We'll have to wait and see. How good will the Grand Feast unit be next session? Because mind you, this Yamato kind of average. And I
this
get
Yamato sucks. Yeah,
like,
it's bad.
And the fact that like the fact that it, like we only had a week to farm the Yamato makes sense why the unit is average. Like fair enough, right? You can like that's grasping at straws, but like so be it. But next time we're gonna have a unit for 3 months, so we're going back to the old Kazuna days of Zoro and Sanji, where it took 4 Kazunas to max them out, right? So like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? So this unit has to be cracked, like apps beyond belief cracked to even survive in the Treasure Cruise climate for 3 months. This Yamato next month will only be used as a point booster. Period. The unit provides nothing additional. So like, the unit has to be cracked. Also, without the Annie ship, how will cooldowns look? I know that there are like, sci-fi as a boosted or whatever it is, but like at the same time, are people going to be conscious that people might have to stall? And stalling in co-op just sounds like the biggest fucking chore known to man.
Right.
Also, the last thing, which isn't as important, but it is important to a lot of people, when will this Yamato be available for purchase? Because I don't know how many copies I think you ranked like 300 place or whatever it is. So you got enough copies most likely to...
Yeah, so I got 9 copies of the unit, and I got 1 copy from the pools itself. So I ended up getting 10, which is enough to get the character max. But what I ended up doing is I maxed the super tandem of like 2 separate ones.
Yeah,
so I could have one unevolved and one super evolved one.
So I didn't do that. I think I had 10 copies and just fed them all. So like I don't have a 5-star, which is fine because I think the 6-star is the 5+ is just an upgrade.
It's not like we're expecting this character to get like level limit break anytime soon or something.
But like the problem is, for example, so I guess to explain the Sugo Fest system for Flame, at the end of the co-op season, the banner appears. The banner has a ton of units on it. And I think it's like pretty much all the units from November 2023 and below were on the banner.
Yeah, I think it has every legend on it, doesn't it?
Every legend, pretty much, stopping at Momo and Hiyori quick versions. So
only normal legends, like not Super Sugos or Annies or anything like that, just normal legends.
If Bandai needs a hint, adding in fucking PvP legends and Kazuna legends and TM legends would be a really good place to do it, would be in this banner. So you have all these units, and then... you have the gems, so you farm these stones. Every multi on average is 100 stones. Some multis can be 50. There are 50 steps to the banner. So totaling at 4,500 stones per, I guess if you want to call it, per rotation, because it does reset when you get to multi 50. You go back to the same sets of multi 1. Now, when we're talking about points here, so the points obtained per character now. Stay with me here. I'm doing the fucking Oppenheimer shit. Base score. So you have what is it? Okay, so parenthesis 1. So square bracket base score plus parenthesis of voyage log number divided by 10 close parenthesis close bracket multiplied by the character's base multiplier. What does that mean? That means the base score of the character is based upon a certain criteria. So if you pull a 6-star legend worth 7,000 points, a Grand Feast character is worth 6,000, a 5-star legend is worth 5,000, a 5-star rare recruit is worth 2,000, and a 4-star rare recruit is worth 1,000. So let's just say you're pulling the first Luffy. I'm assuming he's 4-star, let's just for brevity's sake. The first Luffy will be worth 1,000 points plus the voyage log divided by 10, which would equal 0 pretty much, times by the character's base multiplier. Oh, but what's the character's base multiplier? There's a bunch of units that have a multiplier additional points. So for example, any version of Luffy you pulled got 2x points. And that includes Luffy, Luffy Ace, Luffy Law, Luffy Zoro, Luffy Sanji, Straw Hat Pirates, right? Any Yamato you pulled got 1.5x points. And then a bunch of other units, including all the Straw Hat variations, Momo, Shanks. Hiyori, Shanks, all that kind of stuff, they got a 1.2x multiplier. So essentially, they've gamified Sugafest to some capacity and created a ranking system. Oh, but Papi, what are the ranking rewards? The ranking rewards are the fucking copies of Yamato that you need.
So if you get just super unlucky
You don't
literally.
Get
I mean, well, Yamato is guaranteed on the banner after like step 5 or
5
like,
steps, yeah,
something like that. Yeah, so you can get the character guaranteed, but at the end of the day, like you could just get really shafted on your ranking just based on your luck, which is ridiculous.
How many points? Do you remember how many points you got?
I got 195, 196k.
I think I got 160,000, and I was ranked 4,780. Todd was ranked 384, I think it was, and that's a 30,000 point difference. Like, it is sweaty. And
but that's the thing as well, is when you actually check the rankings in game, like it actually shows how many gems that player has spent on the banner, and you see like these random people that have basically done like no pulls and they have like the highest points. They just got ultra lucky. Like you can just never farm co-op at all and just get the best luck in the
Jay,
world.
Our boy Jay displaying our alliance, he did 5,000 gems and got rank 14, but then rank 1 did 10,000 gems. Like, or 10,000 stones, I should say.
It actually does take quite a long time to.
It's so long. Dude.
It's so much grinding you have to do on co-op quest to get them.
I think it's like, if you're lucky. I know, Flame, you were trying to say something. Before I get back to you, one thing it was, if you both have 100 luck, so 200 max luck, I think you can get between 25 to 30 stones per run. So like, it takes like on average 3.5 or let's just say 4 runs to do one pull. And each run is 40 stamina when you succeed. If you fail, you don't consume stamina, which is good, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But then those runs can take anywhere from like 5 minutes to like 20, depending on who you're playing with. Like, for example, I did the sociopath strat, and I did all of my my 12-man missions without just with randoms. And somehow I did it, which is I sort of know how, but like it was cancer. Like the randoms.
Like, Dylan literally messaged me one morning. He's like, "Dude, I need to get these missions done, and I just keep finding like these random shitheads that don't know what they're doing." So I literally just like did a bunch of missions with him one morning just to get him done.
Yeah,
like it can just happen. Like you just match up with the worst people that don't know what they're doing. Like that's the thing as well. I mean, the Chopper missions were actually good. They gave you some good rewards out of it. Mm-hmm. So I hope that they continue that kind of route. I'm not expecting the daily 100 gems
maybe
to
50,
pop up.
I think because like if you think about it, like. If people were able to earn, like, I'm seeing 14,000 stones, I'm seeing 20,000 stones, like, people were able to earn a lot of stones in 8 days, right? I know people were farming a lot harder than usual, but think about it for 3 months. If you played it every day for 3 months, like, and you got, like, let's say 30 stones a day, like, that's still 9,000 stones. That's two times
like,
the banner.
Maybe for the next seasons, they'll have, like, 200 steps or something.
Fuck me. Jesus.
Who knows?
Anyway, sorry, Flav. Proceed. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say 2 things, but y'all went on for so long that I forgot what one of them was.
Fair enough.
But are we like in agreement that like, you know, that's like terrible?
I think at
the end of the day, it's free units, free Sugo pools.
But then you have to, me being, see, there you go. I literally clicked on ranking rewards and co-op and my fucking game crashed. So like co-op still, mind you, what they did, before I even get to agreeing if it's bad or not, they released a 14.0.1 patch to the game. And they said, in order to run co-op, you need this update. That update broke co-op. It crashes every 3rd run. Before that, I had no crashing. Not a single crash, never. And then 14.0.1, crash. Oh, this one's a good run, crash. It's like...
Have they said anything about it?
In game, no. Nothing at all. So, like, it's ass, bro. It's so bad, dude. But are we in agreement if it's bad or not? I think, whilst I agree with Todd saying it's a free 55 units, that's awesome. Whatever, but at the same time, that's over 3 months of gameplay to get that. Also, somebody was telling me, oh, but like, you know, rank 1 got 200 gems, and I'm like, that's great for this season, but next season that's 200 gems again over 3 months. Mm-hmm. So like, think about it. For example, somebody in my rank that got basically rank 5k. I think I might have got 30 gems or something like that. Which is, again, cool. 30 gems, dope. It's free gems or whatever. But you have to factor in again the fact that that's 30 gems over 3 months of gameplay. Like,
yeah, we've got like
20 gems, 30 gems, no, 40 gems. I don't know, 30 gems, something like that. Yeah,
we've got like rose tinted glasses for this season because it is only lasting for 8 days.
Yes.
So we have to really wait and see how it goes in next month and what they have planned.
Like, keep in mind, I think the fact that you don't have to use the units to get the booster drops is great. That's a fantastic feature. I think that's super good. But then again, on the contrary, what's going to be boosted next season? That's the problem.
Yeah, you mentioned something before, which is kind of interesting. Like, we got, because usually when like an event comes out, they give us a boosted list, but are they going to do like a rolling boosted list?
They have to, right?
New comes out?
Surely
like, you would
they'd have
so?
to. Because imagine if it's only the end of month batch, period, and that's for 3 months. So the other 2 end of month batches have no value, technically speaking.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bit weird.
The only thing I'd argue is for this to be like the big new game mode that they were hyping up, like the big new update, the big anniversary event, like this sounds ass, to be honest. It doesn't even sound like y'all like are having fun with it.
I think it's fun when you're like with a friend and you're just grinding out content, because I think the good thing about co-op mode is that you can do as many runs as you want, because the only limit is your stamina.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have like tons of schmeat, and like it just allows people to farm it as much as they kind of desire. But at the same time,
say, like, actually doing the missions that required you to like use certain teams, like Int, Fighter, in Powerhouse, and like those were actually kind of fun. Like when it initially dropped and like you had to beat the hardest difficulty with like a certain team color and class combo, it just kind of like brought me back to like when GARP challenges were out. And you like had to like beat the GARP challenges with certain class or color teams, and like that was actually kind of fun, like partnering up with people and everyone's like trying to figure out how it works, and that was actually pretty good. But during the grind period where everyone like got the missions done and then you actually had to just get the gems to do the pulls, that part was the part I didn't like as much.
I think my biggest grievance is that there's too many variations. So okay, here's a pop quiz. Nite, I have a question for you. If we're talking about the highest difficulty of content, how many boss variations do you think exist?
At least I'm going to assume like 4.
Okay, well you're wrong. There's 10.
Holy shit! Holy shit!
There's 10.
So when you go into it, you have to like,
you don't know what's going on.
Blind.
You gotta go. You be prepared. That's it.
So your team has to be able to beat 10 variations.
Essentially, yep. And then mind you, there's also like I think it's like 6 mini boss variations.
So I think there's more than that.
There's more than that. Like stage 3's a mini boss. Stage 4's a mini boss, and then stage 5 is the final boss.
All right, so my question for that is, if it has 10 variations, is it like at least a thing where there's a decent amount of units and teams that could beat it, or is it just like mostly the new units?
So thankfully enough, it wasn't new units. So the team that I ended up running to farm was, it was Gear 5 Luffy base, because then you could die and then you'd revive, so you could save the run. And also his EX allows you to go through things like defensive effects and barriers and
bypass some of the stuff.
And then I ran Zoro and Sanji because good tandem effect. They give an attack and orb boost when you swap them. They also remove defensive effects. I ran Chopper, like the Psy Christmas Chopper, because he heals and removes a crap ton of debuffs. I ran dual unit Robin and Jinbei, because they remove attack down and stuff. And I think PDR. And then also their swap gives you, I think it's a damage reduction. And then I ran Nami and Karina because like they are cracked as fucking remove a lot of things. So hypothetically, if I run this team with somebody else, you pretty much cover your bases. But the problem is that there's a lot of shitty variants where it's like, if you don't kill, like, you might go into a stage and it's like the mini boss is like, oh, here's pain. Here's bleed. Here's blowing away 2 of your units.
Reduction.
Here's this. And it's just
chain
like
attack down.
chain attack down, and it's just like, fuck. And because when you, because the cool thing in co-op is that you can skip, so you can let your teammate attack the stage, but you tank the debuffs. But skipping does not reduce the turns on the debuffs. So you still got 3 turns of attack down, for example. It doesn't
you could be like, oh, I've got this attack down. Oh, I'm just skipping to my teammate, but then it comes back to you in the next turn.
You guys got 3 towns, brother. You got 3. It's like
it only goes down if you actually attack during that turn.
So if you can get like a few times, I got lucky where like I would tank the debuff, and then my teammate would be able to kill the stage, go to the next stage. I could then tank the debuff, then he would kill the stage, then go like. But then other variants is like it's not going to occur. So like building a team like that, and that has supports like Boa, like support a quick legend Boa for like chain lock. It has Pudding because she gives you a better chance of landing on orbs in the final stage, plus deals damage to you, so you can handle stun if that occurs. Has Int Brook to remove some defenser. It has Dex Carrot support, because when you tap with her, hit a perfect, you reduce support. Reduce defenser. It has Barter there to remove paralysis. Like, the team covers a lot of bases, and like that's cool and all, but the fact that you're fucking making 10 bosses for players to like, no beginner, mid game, or even early end game player can deal with it. Period. And end of story. Infinitium Stee is meant to be for the end game player to farm. I agree with that 100%. But 10 is overtly excessive. It's like 5, sure. Like Nite said 4, right? Like 5
said 4.
5 is plenty, right? But 10, like it concerns me, because as we've said, we are wearing the rose tinted glasses this time, because it's a low amount of effort. It's only like 8 days for 90 days of gameplay. Like, I don't even know where to begin.
There's another component in Co-op Quest that we haven't really mentioned, is the co-op captains as well.
Yeah,
that actually changes drastically how your team kind of performs. So when a character in Rumble, they've got like a style associated with them. So they're either like in Rumble, they're classified as attackers or defenders or recovery units or debuffers. And depending on what style classification they have in Rumble, actually alters their co-op captain ability and their co-op special effect. So like when you build a team in Co-op Quest, you kind of like build a full team of 6, because normally you only build with 5 units and you have a friend captain. But because Co-op Quest is like you have your own team and then your partner has their own team, you basically only have one captain, and then there's another thing called a co-op captain, and that unit has a different captain ability and a different special than what the character normally has.
Yeah.
And it's really focused on like what Rumble style they are. It actually alters what their special does.
Yep.
So the big thing that was kind of really, really useful was if a character is classified as a debuff style unit, they have a co-op special that removes all enemy beneficial effects by 1 turn. And that was so key, because like the Psy Gear 5 Luffy also has a special that removes 1 turn of enemy beneficial effects. So if you and your partner run the same team, you can remove up to 4 turns of enemy beneficial effects. And that was so good, because sometimes you'll enter a stage and the opponent has like 3 or 4 turns of a nasty debuff, like damage limiter, so you can't even kill the boss, or a resilience or whatever it may be. And you can just pop all these specials, remove all their debuffs, and just kill them. So that was one of the best ways to get around it. But there's also the attacker style units, which can do some damage and orb
that's
change.
what I use the whole time.
Recovery style units to give you healing, and then you've got like damage reduction units. It's a whole complex thing, but
I use the attacker style because they did 2 million damage through everything.
Yeah, if you maxed it out, that shit was clutch.
So I would get to stage 3, then pop Odin, and then it would clear stage 3 just by the special alone. So it was like 1 less boss to worry about, which was really good. But then like things like the fucking co-op action is kind of cringe, because it's resistance down. Don't care, honestly. Like, it's
it just
good.
Gives you a little bit more damage. That's kind of it.
But like, for example, Odin special at by the way, my Odin is max co-op, 100 luck, like fully complete. Reduces special charge time by 2 turns. Boosts Psy character attack by 6x, HP by 1.5, and boosts other characters attack by 5.75. That's his captain ability. So like, I get the reason why they made it so straightforward, because it's less thinking for them. Like, it's already set in stone, but it's like, it wouldn't hurt to have like removes 2 turns of special bind in this unit, or like, you know, have mini like because like it's a lot. I think what I initially felt with Cobb is that it's very overwhelming. It's extremely overwhelming.
Yeah.
To try to go into the game mode and try to beat the boss yourself. Like, then the reason why I have this team is because people started making really good teams that handled a majority of like of the bosses themselves, and like that's awesome. But like, there's just so many factors to co-op mode that it's gonna be very interesting to see how they handle it for 3 months. Like 3 months is a lot of time to have the same content over and over and over. Are they going to switch it up every month? Are they going to?
Good point.
You know, like there's potential that they switch it up every month. There's potential that
that would actually be pretty good if every month they just change the bosses.
Yes.
That would actually be really good.
Exactly, but it's like if they don't, then it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be doing the same thing, and I probably won't even do that because, like, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't really care about my rank or the characters that I get from the Sugo Fest. Like, if I get 1 copy of the new unit, that's enough. Like, eventually, that unit will become accessible to purchase. Like, people were hammering for this Yamato, and I'm like, first of all, the Yamato's kind of average. But secondly, like, having 1 copy will be enough. Oh, but the Super Tandem, you're not going to use a Super Tandem. I'm very sorry to say. Like, it's just not going to, it's not going to be a necessity. So, like, I don't even know. Like, it's a weird grab bag. I think, like, yeah, I think over the next coming months, it'll be a lot more interesting to see how they decide to handle it going forward. But for right now, like, it is I think you've said it correct. Like, rose tinted glasses is very much the how we view it from now going forward. I'm also concerned that people are gonna say like, oh, gems spent, 30,000 or 300,000 gems spent on the fucking next banner or whatever it is, because people just have people just gonna grind out so much. But yeah, that's it. That's cold mode.
You guys have a fear that this mode's gonna eventually get abandoned, like Grand Voyage, or do you think it's more of a gonna be a staple in the
it will get
rotation?
Abandoned. 100% will get abandoned, because at least in my opinion, I should say, because the fact that it's every 3 months, because so the way that it works is that, so it's going to start in June. It's going to be June, July, and then the Sugo Fest is going to be in August, and then the next one starts September, October. And then the Sugo Fest is in November. The next one starts December, January. The next one, it's like they don't have to. If they choose to not go down the route of updating it every, like, periodically throughout that block of time, like, generally speaking, they could just release the content for 3 months and then just have it sit there and not touch it. So, like, they're not really. I guess forced is the wrong word, but you know what I mean. Like, they're not really, like, concerned, I suppose, to have to keep it fresh. Because, like, they've already made a statement being like, this is going to be a 3-month period. Like, so everyone knows, like, this will be the content for 3 months. So I feel like after a year or after a couple months, it's just going to turn into the same, like, it's here's a unit, go play, Like, the rewards you get from it don't really provide all that much. Like, you get a unit, you get some gems, and then you get some rumble scrolls, maybe something like that. I don't know. Like, it's not life-changing rewards. Unless they change it, of course. But I mean, we'll have to wait and see. That's it, I think. Is there anything else you guys wanted to chat about today? Anything happening in the TCG scene that is worth bringing up?
Nothing's coming out next month.
Yeah, OPO7 drops next month, so that's going to be fun. There's going to be a bunch of pre-release events happening. I know that OPO8 is just dropping in Japan this week, which is a lot of fun.
Is there any reason that OP07 is on the cheaper side? Because I see I could pre-order it for 180.
Really? No, I don't think there's any particular reason. OPO7 is going to be a pretty popular set. It introduces some pretty big decks, and, like, it's going to be a good set. So yeah, it's surprising to see that it's on that kind of cheaper side for sure.
My friend was telling me. My friend was telling me. I didn't ask him many questions about it, but my friend was telling me that like, everything's kind of shifting in the meta a little bit because they're banning a lot of stuff.
Yeah, the best deck in the format is going to be leaving when OPO7 drops, so that's going to change everything. But it's kind of interesting because when OPO7 dropped in Japan, the Akainu deck, which is going to be banned in global, he was still active for the first like month of the set's release.
Right.
So that was kind of interesting to see how the new decks interacted with Akainu, but because Akainu is going to be banned, it's going to be a completely fresh meta when the set drops. So that's going to be fun.
Okay, interesting. Whoa, what is this, Nite?
I went out to play some Digimon last week.
Oh shit, yeah, Digimon time with Nite. Talk to us. What's going on?
Let's go.
TCG section.
I got my ass clapped. It was awesome. No, and it fucking sucks because it was like I was playing this one dude, and I literally could have beat him. Like he literally had like 0 life, and I was just like 1 hit away from just like beating his ass. But I fucked up because when you put a card in like the like main like place so they can attack and shit, like they can't attack immediately unless they have like this ability called Rush, and like my deck that I play, there's like a aspect called Alliance where I could have like one person as like the main like attacker, and then I can choose someone else, so that allows me to get like extra like battle power and like a whole bunch of other shit depending on like the person that I choose as like the partner in the alliance. And I fucked up because I used like I got one card, well, this one Digimon from like the ability of the card of just like basically a spell card that like lets me get a card, a Digimon for free, and I accidentally used that. No, I didn't use that card in my alliance. I used the one that I could use. So I had, oh shit, how do I explain this? So I had like my like main like Digimon, like the powerhouse one that I was using. Then I should have did the alliance with the other with the one that I just summoned with the spell card, but I used it with the Digimon that I had next to it, so I couldn't attack that turn. So I basically fucked myself because the next turn my opponent, he just went batshit crazy and just like washed like all of my shit, and then I couldn't attack, and I was like, God damn it.
No, you live and learn, man. You live and learn.
How are you finding it though? Is that something that you'd want to like? Are you feeling like you want to keep playing it and keep like hustling at it, or what's the vibe kind of like now?
Yeah, I mean, I still play it like every Sunday, so tomorrow I'll be playing it again.
Oh yeah.
I just go with my friends and we play that shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think it's something I would take like super serious, like go into like a regional or like anything like super big time. But at least for like this little mid, like not mid, but like a little small local scene, like I don't really mind going out doing it. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah. Good. I like that. We'll have to
love to hear it.
We'll have to keep following up on the on the Digimon adventures.
The journey of Nite's
rank one Digimon TCG player of all time. There you go.
It's time.
New strat. Awesome. Dope. All right. Well, with nothing else, I think we can, move on from here, I suppose. So, without further ado, from everyone's favorite section into the shout-outs. Wow.
Hey, it's the dudes.
It's the guys. As usual, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and flame. What are they commenting down there below today? I see.
Hawk.
Tony, Mike Hawk. Hawk in the comment section down below. Also there, while you're there, once you've hit the subscribe button and like the video, if you want to join us, you can support us financially, become a GGP member. We would do greatly appreciate it. Plenty of different tiers, different price points, helps support the show and get a bunch of cool stuff. Without further ado, I'd like to give a shout out to our GGP producer of Alexander Wisniewski, our perfect member of Bryan, Kisa, McDermott, our great member of MyDrunkenMoneky and Cswins, and our good members of Ryoiin, Stump D, Gacha, Red Halo, Dr. E Recshin, Wankafella, Schallo, Derry Jackson, and Kiri Karasu. I have a question. Should we change the GGP producer to excellent member now with the new GGPE? Sure. Let us know down below what you guys think. What does Alex deserve to have as his moniker? But from the shout outs to everyone's actual favorite section, it is the Q&A. Let's go. If you had any questions, send them through to us via Twitter at GGP Podcast or our YouTube community. Oh, it's x.com now. Sorry, they've changed the URL. Or our YouTube community tab. First question from Obsidian_Steed_, and he asked, Capcom and Square Enix are in their bag with remaking games, with rumors of RE1 remake, DMC reboot, FF9 remake, etc. What games are you hoping/wanting companies to go back on and re-release?
I mean, I wish Game Freak would make better Pokemon games of remakes of their old ones, but they never do that shit.
Damn. That's tough.
Oh, no, I've got the best one. It's literally the best answer for this.
What?
Bloodborne.
Ooh.
It has to be, right?
They made, Miyazaki was in an interview, I want to say 2 months ago, and they were talking about Bloodborne and how he appreciated that everyone wants a remake. So he's
cooking
something. Not. I don't want to say he's hinting at it.
It's not out of the question.
A sequel, but yeah, they said that it's not like out of the question that they might remake it. Or
would you want a sequel to Bloodborne? Sorry, or would you want a remake to the original Bloodborne? What would be cooler? What would be better?
I want a new one.
A new one? Want some hot shit?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, both, to be honest.
It's released both at the same time.
Why not?
Released both at the same time.
If I can only pick one, I mean, of course, I'm going to take the sequel, because I could always just play the original.
Hey, but if he's remaking it, I'm there.
I think we should get another Last of Us remake.
Oh my! I think we should get another Skyrim. We should get another Skyrim remake. We should get another Skyrim remake, dude.
Yeah, next gen Skyrim.
My PS new Switch, new Skyrim on the new Switch, dude. I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait. Any other games you guys think off the top of the head?
I want personally the Revenge of the Sith game.
Ooh, okay.
That game's fire. And next year it's going to be the 20th anniversary, so that'd be the perfect time.
Things are lining up.
Yeah.
I would like them to continue dabbling on the Final Fantasy remakes. Like maybe 8, 10, 6.
Would you want them done in the same, like similar to how they've done FF7 or?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
Hell yeah.
Well, we've got Summer Game Fest coming up in a couple months. That'll be fun.
There'll be a lot of stuff going on.
Kingdom Hearts remake?
Hey, yo.
Bro, that shit's in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck me. There you go. All right. Next question. At Mr. Steel Pan. They ask, why don't we have a skip function in Pi Rumble, or why not at least in Rumble in PKA? That's actually a great point. Doing it in PKA actually makes a lot of sense. Obviously, in regular Rumble,
PKA,
it doesn't.
For sure. Yeah,
I agree with that, actually. Doing it in PKA makes sense. Obviously, in regular Rumble, no good. It's going to fuck everyone over. So please don't do that. But in regular PKA, absolutely. Skip that shit in a heartbeat. Next question from D Foxy. They ask, if you could uninvent one thing in the world just to see what chaos would ensue, what would it be? And don't answer OPTC. Mate, OPTC's perfect just the way it is. Smiley face. What would you uninvent?
Uninvent? Boy, oh boy.
I'd invent the internet. Just fucking send it.
Uninvent the internet.
That would change a lot.
It's the core of everything.
We need to take that shit away.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I was gonna do
TikTok. I'll do that.
I was gonna say something cheesy and be like, like uninvent like dating apps or like Instagram, because I think that would change the climate of like the world extremely heavily. But nah, fuck it. The whole internet. Get rid of that shit. I'm going back to fucking riding my bike to the girl's house and giving her a fucking flower, mate. It's fucking time, But yeah, I'd fuck it. Internet. Get rid of that.
Mate, even with the internet, nothing's stopping you from doing that, man.
Mate, what's stopping me is the fucking police being called on me from pulling up to their house on a bike, mate. That's the problem. What would you guys uninvent, though?
That is a tough ass question. Uninvent something? Jeez.
Remove it from existence.
Just delete.
I'm deleting socks.
What?
Hey, wait, what?
Hey, what?
You freak?
What?
Freak yes!
He a fan.
I can't say the rest of that, but he a fan. Dude.
Hey, I don't know why you acting like you wouldn't be hyped.
Hey,
Whoa!
Chill out.
All right, what's your rationale? Why are you deleting socks?
He said something that would make people go into chaos mode.
Yeah, but why? Why are you deleting socks though? Why is that your decision?
Dog, you have put them grippers in your sneakers, bro.
That's crazy work.
Saying them grippers is crazy. Gonna put them tendrils away. Fuck me.
Honestly, just uninvent TikTok. That'd be a start.
I reckon that's the safe shout. Get rid of that shit, man.
I mean, I don't know if chaos would ensue. I mean, that just make the world better, wouldn't it?
I think if you uninvented TikTok at the time it got popular, you wouldn't have like Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts wouldn't have been a thing.
Right.
Short form content would not exist. Like, you know,
people's attention spans are saved.
And, you know, kids at school would be fine or better than they are now.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't know about fine, but you know,
it's true.
Well, actually, you know what? You know what would be funny? What if they just uninvent guns?
Yo, that's a shout.
Wait, no, don't you fucking dare! That's my American right.
That's my brother.
I don't know how broad does that spectrum of guns go though? Does that count like cannons?
That's everything. Tanks? Anything with gunpowder. Anything that uses.
Man,
you just
dude,
you can't throw cannonballs anymore.
Hey, fuck him.
That changes so much in terms of like the
World War and shit like that.
No, imagine World War II, but it's with swords. Just fucking, we're going back to the fucking Japan.
Medieval age now. You gotta use swords and fucking.
Japan actually wins the World War because it's fucking all samurai shit, man. It's
no, it's over.
It's actually over.
We're all weeb.
No, those anime doesn't get invented. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's right. Anime won't get invented. Yeah, you're right.
Now we're talking. Now uninvent anime. Fuck it. Get rid of that shit too. Fucking degenerate ass people. Fuck that. Not me, that's for sure.
What are you uninventing,
Nite? Romance animes or whatever the fuck.
That's what I'm saying. What? Nite, what are you? You're the last one, mate. What are you uninventing?
Oh, that's a hard one.
We got
uninvent peanut butter burgers.
Yo, Cody, rest in Cody, rest in peace, man. Cody, rest in peace.
Oh no, that's crazy.
Let's keep that.
Uninvent the refrigerator.
What?
Use icebox.
That's terrible choice. What the fuck?
That would make the whole world go into chaos. That is very the fridge. Where are you gonna put your peanut butter burger when you haven't eaten all of it?
It really depends how the world takes it.
Go.
Like, is it a situation where we already know what fridges are and then they're just gone one day, or is it like no one even knew what a fridge was? Because if that's the case, we would kind of adapt to that and we would like.
I think it's uninvented as in like we know it, like we've had it, and as boom, you wake up, it's gone.
That's crazy though.
Right. Yeah, that is wild.
Imagine you fucking digging a hole in the ground, fucking ice in there, covering up with dirt just to pull out your fucking nasty ass hot dogs 3 weeks later.
Yeah, that's what the dog does. That's what the dog does.
You'd have to buy your food to like cook that day. That's it.
Bro, groceries would be so expensive, dude. Yeah. Actually, would they? Because I guess supply would go up. So demand would be crazy.
Yeah, because you can't just stockpile it and save.
But then again, bro, fucking how many cows, man? They're all gone now. See you later. You're gonna grow more of them somehow.
Like, imagine like restaurants. Chaos. Restaurants have to get food every day then.
Bro, Nite fucked up the whole world ruined fridge. That's crazy. that's out of pocket. He's back. Yeah, he's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back, baby. Oh, that's a good one. All right. Next question. From @Nagash9322, they ask, where's Yoshi? He's in the basement. Who you think will be the final boss in OP? Do you think it'll be Imu or Teach? Greetings from Mexico. Thank you for the question. Yoshi is in the basement. He's still locked up.
He's still the producer?
We don't know. I
don't know, but it's a pretty safe bet to say that he's not.
I think he's not. I think there's a whole new I'm pretty confident Dracom no longer develops Treasure Cruise as well. So I think it's a whole new development team. It's a whole new production team, as far as I'm concerned. But that's not confirmed at all. But all right, final boss is gonna be Imu or Teach, or is it gonna be somebody else? What do you guys think?
Damn.
Getting into spoilies or?
Well, I think for Luffy it'll be Teach. For the Luffy and the Straw Hats, it will be Teach. I think Imu will be dealt with via other means. That's my guess.
Teach always made sense to me because of what Whitebeard said when he was dying. He's like, you won't make it to Raftel. Roger's not waiting for you on Laugh-Tale or whatever, on Raftel or whatever. I feel like the final fight will occur before they get to the island. Like they'll all like link up and then have that war or whatever.
I feel like without spoiling right now, I feel like we're leading up to a very bigger, deeper picture.
Like, yeah, I actually agree with you too.
I feel like maybe like within like the next 10-15 chapters, like
yeah,
we'll at least have like a somewhat idea of like
where direction. What the end, like we know what the end is, but it's like I agree with you. In the next like 10 chapters or so, like we're gonna find out information that we've been waiting like 25 years for. Like, 25, 30 years for. So yeah. I think I would not be, honestly as well though, I would not be surprised if Oda doesn't introduce a new character at some point that just like shakes everything up again. I'd be very shocked if he didn't, so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Monkey Indo, they ask, what is a talent or something you're secretly good at? Or if you put more effort into it, you could be competitively better than most people. Mine would be boxing or basketball. What is your secret talent?
Mario Kart.
Actually, fucking facts. You're fucked.
Yeah,
You're cracked as shit.
I'm also not bad at drawing. I used to draw heaps as a kid. I kind of like stopped when I was in like high school, but like growing up, I used to draw all the time, and I was pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But I haven't drawn in a while, so I probably said
drawings, mate. It's time. It's time to pivot the career. It's time to pivot the career. Here we go.
That's probably not in my repertoire anymore.
Yet.
Oh, no.
Not yet, buddy.
Yeah, I'm making
some requests.
I'm making the Shopify store as we speak.
It's
all right,
over.
Nite, what are your secret talents? Or like what are you secretly good at? Jack shit.
Yeah, man, I don't fucking know. I feel like I don't even like to toot my horn about this shit, but I guess I'm funny.
Yes,
I don't fucking know.
I'll give you that.
It's debatable. It's
subjective. I think you're very witty.
Wow, that's crazy.
I think you're Flame's on some fucking pussy shit. Fuck that guy. I think you're very witty. Your timing is very good. I'll give you that. Very comedic timing, very positive. Flame, what do you got? What are you good at? Jack shit as well? Yeah. Figured.
Yeah.
No, come on. Don't be that way.
I don't know. It's just like it's one of those things where like it's like I'm good at stuff, but it's just like I'd have to like I don't know.
Have to delve.
Do it.
Have to delve deep.
I'm like one of those type of people like if I put my mind to anything, like I could be really good at it. That's
absolutely.
The type of person I am.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the Swiss knife.
Fucking jack of all trades.
That's my secret talent.
Jack off on all trades, master of none, man.
That's crazy.
Hey yo.
That's my talent.
I'm good with flags. That's it. I spent one.
What does that mean?
I'm just good. You give me a flag, I'll tell you where it's from. That's it. That's like good for.
It's like good for identifying.
Yeah,
flags.
it's good for trivia. It's good for trivia nights. That's it.
Right.
Pretty much.
Okay.
There was like 2 Easters ago where like everyone was away and I was like hella depressed. So I just spent like literally 4 days straight just learning flags. It was fucked
That's
up.
crazy.
It was so depressing. It was like 12 hours a day just fucking on Sporkle quizzes, just doing flags. And I'm like, okay.
I'm about to drop a flag right now. And yeah,
it's going to be some fucking pussy ass like Isle of Man flag because they don't count. But like, it's one of those things where it's like, I haven't looked at flags in a while, but it's like, I think at my peak on the Sporkle quiz, I could guess the 197 countries was in like 9 minutes. I think was my peak time or some shit.
God
like,
damn!
I was like full fucking sweat speedrun mode. It was fully fucked.
All right, what kind of flag is this?
Yeah, 3 seconds.
That's my queen. That's my queen. Next question.
Wait, who is that?
Green flag, mate. That's Pink Panthers.
Pink Panthers, mate.
Oh, okay.
That's the goat. That's the goat.
You're supposed to say that's a red flag?
That's a green flag.
I don't know.
That's a green flag. All right.
There we go.
Next question. Next question. All right. From Natan Marker, they ask, "Hi gang, do you think we'll see another need for duplicates in future?" Yes. Always keep your duplicates. Period.
Probably.
Because the fact that luck is increased by dupes, just always keep dupes at this point. Pretty much. Never not have dupes. As long as your box space suffices enough for it.
Well, the update that we got gave us a bunch of
hell
box
yeah.
space free, which
So
is really
much.
nice.
Which is really good. Next question. From at Cheesecake for Breakfast. They ask, "What's up, my broskies? My name is Cheeski. Ew. Welcome back to another GGP Q&A section. Missed out on asking a question last week. YouTube notifications suck, and they always arrive 3 days late. Just rolled a new account, got Roger Shanks and OG Gear 5 for my first 5 rolls. Still hoping for Zoro, Sanji, and Nami, lol. Anyways, I got 2 questions. 1, rank the Gear 5s. And 2, any tips for a new player like me to get rainbow gems quicker? Thanks, fellas. For question 2, go farm story mode.
Yeah, that is the easiest way to get gems for sure.
And you'll be able to clear a lot of regular content with those units, especially Roger. Rank the Gear 5. So we have Int Gear 5. We have Gear 5 6+. We have Gear 5 6-star. And I guess if you want to count the strength Film Red one, technically not, but I guess if you want to count them, sure.
And the free-to-play Dex one that we just got.
Oh, it's true. That one's last.
Also,
yeah.
Also a side tip: if you're like a completely new player, don't feel like the urge that you need to pull on every single banner that comes out.
Yeah.
Make sure you pull in moderation, especially if you're not spending money. You shouldn't spend money, to be honest.
If Todd ever titles a video, "I'm pulling so you don't have to," it's a sign to not pull on the banner.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of those.
Every time Todd titles a video in some capacity like that, it means do not touch that banner at all.
Or if you see a "should you summon," don't summon.
Facts. If the video isn't "you must summon," it's like, okay, fair enough. If you don't see a video from me summoning, then don't summon on the banner. If you see a video from me summoning, then summon on the banner. That's the real truth right there. Rank the Gear 5s.
If Poppy's live, pull.
If I'm live on a banner, it's time to pull. It's facts. That's so true. All right, rank the Gear 5s. I think 6+ Gear 5 is the best.
I was gonna say, I think for normal content, 6-star.
6-star for normal content, absolutely.
I mean, in terms of raw damage, though, yeah, the 6+ side Luffy is probably the best.
Cooked.
Rainbow damage is insane.
I think regular for just general play, 6-star Gear 5, 6+ Gear 5. I would say Int Gear 5 over the Strength one if you want to count the Strength one even.
Yeah,
then the Strength one, and then the Dex. That's free to play 5+. It's fucked that we're going to be getting free to play Gear 5 units now. Just because like that's what Luffy is in the anime. Like it's kind of a weird feeling. All right, next question. I think third last question here from Soccer D Nuts. Pause. Good morning, afternoon, evening, lads. It's that time once again. We love a good hypothetical. You have just been hired to join the Bandai team. Because of the game's spaghetti code, you have to make an unfortunate decision. You have to remove either Final Tap, Super Tandem, or Sugo or Rush Sugos. I think they're the actual abilities, I suppose. I've indented this weirdly. Apologies. You have to remove Final Tap, Super Tandems, or Rush Sugos from the game to make way for insert overpowered power creep ability for left Annie. What would you choose out of the 3 and why? And would there be any hypothetical situation that you could change your answer to? So you have to remove Final Tap, Super Tandem, or Rush. from the game, what are you removing?
Final Tap's getting deleted.
100%. Final Tap's shit. Ass.
I'll give the funny answer. I'm hitting the big red button. I'm getting rid of all 3.
You fucking. You have to do that though. You have to kill yourself at the same time. That's the Bandai blood pact sacrifice I'm willing to make.
I'll take the L to save the game.
That's hell yeah, brother. I think the logical answer is Final Tap.
Is so dumb because like every second Final Tap unit that comes out, it's like boost base attack by X value. It's like, bro, why don't the Final Tap the same shit?
Change the slot to Wano and adds 2,000 base attack boost.
Oh like, man.
All right, buddy.
I'm just sick of that shit.
Final Tap's ass. Super Tandem's cool. Brush is cool. But yeah. Final Tap's ass. That's it. Plain and simple. Or hit the big red button and kill yourself alongside to it. That's the other option too. All right. Second last question from Dingle Ding Dong, aka Kiri Karasu. They ask, "Hey there, GGP crew. Hope you all had a wonderful 10th anniversary. Thought you already talked about your pools. I'd like to know, in your opinion, how would your personal perfect Sugo Fest look like? One multi and done. Specific multi steps. What would your personal perfect Sugo Fest look like?"
I mean, we've had a perfect Sugo Fest before, haven't we? Shanks crew.
Oh yeah, that's the best one. Actually, the best Sugo Fest is actually the merge banner. I would argue
that banner was cracked.
That banner was fucking ridiculous.
So many red posters, so many guaranteed new units, and
I think he's asking like what type of experience.
Yourself, your experience.
Like if I interpret it correctly, like for me personally, like one and done. Obviously, like if you get all the units in one multi, that's cool. But like for me personally, like when I used to play, like I'd want to at least do like a couple. Like I'm looking forward to this banner like for like a few days.
Yeah.
Like
that's me.
Like 3 to 4 multis, like cool.
If I can bink everything, like let's say like I'm pulling on Roger's part, right? If I can get Roger in 5, but then along the way get like duplicate copies of like units that I need, then it's a win. I think that obviously getting the new unit on the first multi is fucking gas because like you don't have to pull any longer on that banner. And then on the other hand, getting the unit in 30 multis is kind of ass depending on what you actually get at the end of the day. But like I think overall, like doing a handful of multis where you get the new unit or get the new units, and then also pick up additional copies of stuff as well is probably like best case scenario.
The best multi experience though is when you're on a desperation multi and you pull the unit on your last multi. That is the best feeling.
No 50 gems in the account. Got a bink. That's the one.
I got to pull in a dream.
I got 50 gems in a dream. That's it. Anyway, let's get some random questions regarding the game. If you could extinct one specific game mode from OPTC history, which one would it be and why? Treasure map. Next question.
Probably a good bet. Grand Voyage is pretty bad too. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, but Grand Voyage already extincted itself, so that's fine. TMs every month, so like get rid of that shit. Now that we had the first season of Cold Quest, how would you like it? How'd you like it? And can you think of any improvements to the game mode? Check the timestamp at 57 minutes, give or take. It'll be there. And that's it. Hope you all have a fantastic after party celebration. Looking forward to hear you soon. Greetings from Germany, Kiri. Thank you, Kiri. Final question from Wankafella. Pause. Hey, fellas. I hope you guys had fun on all your multis during this anniversary. I know my son and I did, even though they weren't the best pools. I'm not sure how long OPTC is going to run for, but I think I look forward to learning and playing the video games he plays when he's a bit older. If your son plays Treasure Cruise when he's older, you need to stop that immediately.
Keep him away.
Keep him away. Keep him away from Gacha games. No Genshin Impact. No fucking Wuthering Waves. No fucking Honkai Star Rail. Get him.
Oh doing some very very quick side note. That game is ass.
Wuthering Waves.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
It's got a lot of problems for sure.
Based. If you guys were to have kids, would you want them to play OPTC with you? And what video games from your childhood would you want them to play?
No.
First part of the question, fuck no. I already suffered. No, hell yeah. We're gonna get your kids in the sweatshop fucking farming TM.
Oh my god.
All right, we're saying another question. What video games from your own childhood would you want them to play, or would you want to play with them?
Oh, Pokemon.
Yeah, that'd be fucking funny. Watch them
Mario, the co-op Mario games are so much fun.
Playing Mario Kart with my like 7-year-old son, and as he beats me in 50cc, and then you fucking smoke his ass in the next race just to send a message.
You're going straight into the gulag.
Yeah, sit right. Sit right. You know your play's trash.
He's got to experience, the Xbox 360 Call of Duty lobbies.
Oh,
whoa!
He's got to learn to deal with it.
He's got to learn to deal with it. I'd agree with all those for sure. On the OPTC side of things, why did Bandai make this TM so ridiculous? If you didn't pull on the 6+ Luffy banner or have most of the new legends, I don't really see how this TM is playable. How would you feel if Bandai made upcoming TMs the same as this current one, where the highest point boost is 6+ version of a legend? I think that would be horrid.
Actually, I don't want them to ever do that ever again.
It wouldn't be bad if the 6+ is available during the TM or before the TM starts.
So you can eventually get it. Yeah.
Yes. If that's the case, then that's fine. But if that's not the case, then I think we have it's a shitty problem. Because like this TM, you had fucking so much resilience. Then you also had like damage null. So how the hell did you, for your like free to play teams or like your other teams, how did you deal with damage null at all?
Ace friend.
You just have to bring an ace friend. So you can't
You
even
literally have to bring ace friend. Like the only way you can do it is if you run like the Psy free to play Sanji and the Blackbeard on the same team, but then you lose out on
crazy.
You lose out on other shit.
That's ridiculous.
You can't do it. You have to use ace as a friend.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate that for sure.
Yup.
Yeah. PS Toadska, can you start counting high numbers? This is for my kids' education we're talking about here. All right, Todd. What he's trying to say there is do more multis.
Well, did you guys see the Twitter video that Wankafella posted?
I did.
Bro, that was
very
hilarious.
It was very wholesome.
And for those of you who didn't see it, Wankafella posted a video of him doing a multi with his child, and they had the microphone on, and it was really cute seeing, he did the multi and his child was counting all the posters, which was really cool. And every time a new unit popped up, his child would go, "Oh, who's that?" And then he'd say, "Oh, that's Robin, or that's Sanji." And the funniest part was when Hotori and Kotori come up, and his child's like, "Who's that?"
No.
And then Wankafella goes, "That's two fat people."
That's so based. So based. Hell yeah,
Nobody care about Hotori and Kotori.
That is great. I'm waiting for them to get a legend. Let's go.
Bro.
Let's go. Run it back. TM Legend Josie win. Yeah, just get your kid pulling on the Grand Feastigo Fest in 3 months' time. They'll be up to multi 200. So they'll learn how to count very fast there. That's it though. I think that's it for another episode of Le GGP. That was episode 115. Let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section while you're there. Make sure you comment Hawk as well. That's it. We're done. As usual, if you enjoyed the episode, go down there, go to the Linktree link. That is linktr.ee/perfect. All of our socials there. Twitter at GGP Podcast. You can find us on anchor.fm/perfect. So all of our socials are there as well. Make sure you also scroll down there. Go to all of our social medias. Nite, Todd, Flame, and myself. Make sure you go follow, like, sub, donate money. I don't know, do all that kind of fun stuff. It would be greatly appreciated. That's it. Another episode of GGP in the books. Episode 115. I'm in Captain Papi, Todd, Nite, and Flame. See you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Goodbye.